Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Wednesday, December 17th. So, what are we going to talk about today? First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for all the comments and, you know, putting in your time to do so because it really helps the group and the channel. So, what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about why impressions matter. First impressions, second impressions, and why it's so critical to your business to make sure that what you're putting out there is what you want the customer to see. Because I see a lot of people fail at this. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of December, 2025. So I had cardiac rehab yesterday and hacking and coughing, and she gave Mia did some medication that the reps give so that help you out with your heart and with this bug that's going around. So what are we talking about? First impressions, second impressions? Because the minute that customer, future customer, prospective customer, or even your old customer, whether or not you like it, you're being judged all the time. You are. And you're being judged on not only the work that you put out, but you're also being judged on the type of person, the caliber person that you really are. And this is where I've seen a lot of shops fail, is they have great caliber people and a great caliber owner, but what they're putting out isn't even remotely close. I know. I'm a good person when I say, let's use an example, right? Here's an example, and this is common, all right? You think you're a busy beaver, and you're running here, running there, and a customer shows up. You don't know who they are, never seen them before, and they want to talk to you about getting their lawnmower fixed. And you're just kind of like, yep, we can do it. When's a good time to pick it up? Or are you going to drop it off? Let me have your name, phone number, this. You're getting too far ahead of the game because that customer is going to pull back and walk away. And you're going to say, why? Because the minute that customer showed up, they're watching everything you're doing. And if you're not willing to take the time, even when you're busy, if you're not willing to take the time to address the customer's needs and hear them out, good chances are you're not going to get that customer. And some businesses will tell me they're not worth having. And I can tell you that those are some of the best customers I've got. All they wanted was for you to stop for a minute, address and respond to show that you heard exactly what they said and that you love to work on their stuff. Easy peasy, right? But what normally comes across is you're blowing the customer off. The customer gets pissed because you don't have the time for them. And they go looking elsewhere. And what else do? They have a tendency to downtrod your business. You know, you're not only judged on your last job. You know, we talk about you're only as good as your last job. That holds true even with cold calls. When I say cold calls, somebody shows up or somebody sends you a text, somebody sends you a Facebook message, you know, whatever. But how long it takes for you to respond also says a lot about you. And I make it very clear and known to everybody that I know that I'm usually on the computer by 3 o'clock in the morning. And if you send me a text, a message, Facebook message or whatever, good chances you're going to get a message at 3:30 saying yes and a little blib about, and that also at 3 o'clock, I turn off all my devices because I've had it for the day. But actually, I don't because I'm required by family law, my daughter, my granddaughter, and my niece to tell them I took my meds so that I don't forget, that I love them, and that I'm going to bed. Simple, easy peasy, right? But if I don't do that, all hell breaks loose. Because they're like, he must be dead lying on the floor somewhere, helpless. Well, I'm dead. Don't worry about it till tomorrow morning. But other than that, I'm not sitting there living on my device, my phone or what have you. And I think that's the hardest thing most people have to deal with. My son, being a car salesman and stuff, he still to this day, and I tell him not to, sleeps with his cell phone right next to his bed. So if somebody texts him at 2 o'clock in the morning, good chances are he's going to text you back because he heard it and he got up quick, answered it, went back to bed. That's one reason why I don't text him early in the morning, because I don't want him waking up because of a text I sent. But impressions matter, and the whole time that you're having a dialogue with your customer, that customer is looking at, do I take my machine? Are you trustworthy? Are you fair when it comes to prices and stuff? And right down to number one, are you a good, honest person? That's what they're judging you on. And I know a lot of people that are good and honest in business that fail at this because they don't recognize that this is where you plant the seed to get future business. If you want someone's business, you need to show them that you are interested and you're willing to take care of their needs. Not just kind of blow them off because you're busy. If they bring it to you, then you're going to get a diagnostic fee, right? Because you're going to take the time right then and there. But a lot of business owners will say, well, there's no money to be had in trying to sit and talk to a customer when you got so much work to get done. Yes, there is, because that work, whether you want to admit it or not, will slow down. And then that customer is still going to be there. And I'll be honest with you. I just had one I just answered this morning. That sometimes you have to plant that seed a year in advance. And now you're saying, what the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about if somebody stops in and talking to me about their tractor and it needs minor repairs and they're doing it and they're asking a few questions, and Claude is at the ripe old age of, I'm not going to tell the customer how to fix their own machine. If they want it fixed, bring it here. And I'm pretty much the same way. We can't troubleshoot something for somebody if we haven't even seen it. So we always try to get at least a diagnostic feed, take a look at it. But if it's just simple crap of asking how something goes back together because they took it apart, if I can help them out, and it only takes me a couple minutes, fine. But by doing so, they didn't have a need at that point in time for your services. But when they do eventually need to have your services, who are they going to call first? Or who will they have a tendency to call first? It's the person that showed the interest in them. And like I said, a lot of you that are really good shop owners and great businessmen and good and honest aren't putting out that fact. You're putting out something else that you don't have time to deal with a lot of this lesser stuff. But the lesser stuff adds up. You may have to wait a year to get a job. We just did. I just told the guy we'd be happy to pick it up. I got 3 more jobs this week that are tractor jobs. And why is that? Well, first, I thank the man upstairs. Second, I take time with people. I value relationships. I'm not here for the almighty dollar. I can't take it with me when I go, so why in the heck do I need to focus all my time and energy on it? Profitability? Yes, because we have to remain profitable in order to make everybody their payments. Payroll to business, heat, light, you name it, right? You guys know. But in the end, who are you going to trust? Let's, let's flip this. Because this helps me sometimes. Confuses me other times. Let's flip roles. You're judging me right now. Is he being honest? Is he a good person? Is his advice? Is he honestly take his own advice and this and that? Do I trust him? Is he going to be fair with the price? All these things are going into the end goal, and that is to get more customers bringing their stuff to you. And you're going to have different levels, right? We always have. From the guy that doesn't want to get dirty and do anything to the guy that does everything but clutches and engines, and we don't see them until they get to that point. But at the whole time that you're having, if you stop and take the time, when you're flipping that role, so you're the customer and you're looking at you, the business person, what are your expectations? What are you really looking for from you? That you're honest and trustworthy and likable. Not hard. And I'll take it one more step. Do you also help in the community? See, for years, my wife and I, instead of getting Christmas gifts for each other, we take $100 a piece, it's $200, and we give it to the local church, and they put on meals and stuff. That's our gift to each other. We give money for scholarships for kids every year. We donate to the local community fundraisers and this and that. I do it on a business level and a personal level. Because I think it's important that you help support your community. When you see someone in need, do you try to help them out? I don't even want to go into how many of the local people that I've helped out that were dealing with cancer and had to travel to get chemo and radiation, and I quietly gave them gas money and enough for lodging and stuff. I didn't have to do that. I did it because I want to, and it's the right thing to do. I'm not looking for any fanfare out of it. Nothing. Because I know that you can't stand around waiting for someone to reciprocate your kindness, okay? You just have to accept that you did a good job, a good deed, and it will repay itself somewhere down the road. That's all you need to know. And that nobody can force you to feel any certain way. On God's green earth, the only one that can make you feel squat is you and God. So if you have an argument with somebody, it's how you decide to act or react, and how you feel is all in your court. You can let it fester and bother you the rest of the day and ruin a bunch of relationships that you have with possible customers coming in that door, or understand that that person may be going through a hard time. It's not me. Stop. Reset. Boom. It's not going to affect the rest of my day because I have a business to run. Does that mean I just forget it? No. It just means that I'm not going to allow something like that to hinder me enjoying the rest of the day. Not happening. So in the comments, let me know that you understand what I'm talking about, because sometimes I don't even understand what I'm talking about. First impressions matter. You're only good as your last job. People are judging you whether you want to admit it or not. We judge. And I know, coming from a faith background, it's not nice to judge people, because in order to judge somebody else, you need to walk a mile in their shoes, right? That old saying. You have no clue what they're going through or what's going on beneath the skin. What's the boiling point? But what we do know is, if we take time for other people to explain what we're doing and how we do it, and that we would love to have their work, and show them that we are trustworthy, we will get their work eventually. So the seed you plant right now may not come good for another year, but you will win the war that way. Not every battle, but you will win the war and stay profitable, because people will look you up. And like I say, I give a lot to the man upstairs, because when things start to narrow down where the work we're getting it done, more stuff shows up. So whatever's going on, thank you, Jesus, right? On that note, you guys have a great Wednesday, and we'll catch you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Again, in the comments, how do you do it? I mean, on a real busy day, do you have a tendency to blow up people that show up and you're trying to get stuff done? Because I know it's aggravating, isn't it? When you're trying to get stuff knocked out and people keep stopping in and want to visit and this and that. But every time you stop and visit, look at that as a prospective customer, a new customer. Enjoy your Wednesday.